Welcome to YouTube time with Madison Christine. With nothing in my hands, you guys. I already did the coffee, did the tea. So here we are on a Friday evening. Excuse me as I kick the table. Told you I was a klutz. Um, I'm just free flowing here with this question that keeps running through my head, and that is what? What are you chasing? You know, we hear this. Well, I just started hearing this buzzword going around. It's probably been going around for the last couple of years because I seem to catch on after the fact with that kind of stuff. But the phrase FOMO, fear of missing out, fear of missing out. And this one can be big for people and actually go really deep. And I believe that one's connected to what are you chasing? I'm gonna let that one sink in. What are you chasing? Maybe you aren't. Maybe you are. Maybe you're chasing a million different things. And I like to look at things energetically. So another way to look at it is, what do you feel like you're trying to reach for? Maybe you're trying to grasp for. It can be, gosh, it can be anything. It could go from material items like a boat, a car, a truck. It could go to people, relationships. It can be an image. It can be anything that money's a huge one. Money, sex, and power are probably the biggest graspers we can imagine that, as we can see, can create a lot of destruction on this planet and also a lot of good when it's in its alignment. So let's just unpack that. And as always, I come here without anything planned. Stuff will just be ruminating, and I really go straight to the source and energy and just allow that to come through. So whatever resonates in your body and your soul, awesome. And what doesn't, you can take that one to the trash or whatever. So this is what the creative process is, right? So the whole chasing bit, like I said, it's like a reaching out for. And what's underneath of that? I tap the energy of not feeling good enough. I am not enough. I need something outside of me to make me feel better. For instance, we can use the obvious when there is a drug addict who, actually we can use addict in any energy, drug addict, exercise addict. Let's use those two for a minute. I can identify with exercise addict. I used to have that very intensely. So I'll speak more from experience. I think that'll be the best. I remember when I was competing viciously with myself. I didn't really give a shit about anyone else. I wanted to always be better and better and better. Great quality to have. On the shadow side of it can be extremely destructive. And I remember running was my addiction back in the day. And I got very addicted to the endorphins, and so much that I'd get up really early, like 6 in the morning, and wasn't eating enough. And I would go out up in the mountains and run and run and run and did a lot of other things. But the gist of that was that I was constantly moving. I was so addicted to those endorphins. And so each day I had to do more and more and more in order to keep that edge, right? Like with any addiction, with sex addiction, with drug addiction, alcohol addiction, often it's like, you build up that, oh my gosh, the word is like flying out my ass. I don't even know it right now. But anyway, you just have to keep pushing that edge in order to keep that rush, that high. And so that is definitely an example of chasing after something, right? Like something in me, when I unpacked that one, unpacked is my new word lately. When I did that one, I was like, wow, I really came into a deep core, realized down deep, I had a self-image that was covering up some deep, deep, deep wounding and pain and not feeling seen. And that was my way of feeling a hole in there. And let's just be so real. We're in this experience of humanity, and part of the search, right, is for filling those gaps inside of us. Whether you love soul language or not, or like to talk about love or not, the reality is we're all human. And we come in also with the ancestry in our DNA. So whatever's going on there, I just had an SNL moment there. Like, yeah, thanks ancestors for the depression and anxiety, and not to play victim. It's kind of hysterical because we all get to do something with it. We get to turn it into an opportunity to shift, to rise up. And when I say rise up, I don't mean rise up and like, get rid of it. I mean, let's get to know it. Let's hold its hand. Let's deepen. And then we get to move into even more greater aspects of ourselves. I don't ever want to create a hierarchy with feelings like it's like one's better or worse. It's not like that, but I know I can tell you I'd rather feel good than feel like shit. Like that's just an obvious. So, yeah, so this whole thing about chasing. So an example of running, I was running, leaving myself to try to create a better sense of myself when what I really needed to do, which I did do, was end up breaking down into my deeper core and spirit, communing with that. And also at the end of all of that, loving to run. Love to run like hell. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a part of who I am, but I had to find a balance and then not go outside of myself to get that experience, but that to be me running, not me going out here to find myself, which could have ended really bad, and it didn't. And I'm grateful for that. It ended really good because it gave me an opportunity to grow and to evolve and to deepen. And so that is a very deep place to go that I just went in this YouTube. So what are you chasing? What in your life are you feeling like you're constantly on the edge, trying to get? Maybe it's attention. It's like constant itch. Think of that constant itch, like, and down deep. My challenge, my encouragement is to check in, tap in. Where is that in my body or in my emotions or in my thoughts? However you process, that is telling me I'm not good enough. What's telling you that you're not good enough and that you really need to have this shiny object, we'll call it. Because the more there's that theory and obsession, that's the perfect opportunity to slow down with that. No judgment whatsoever. These things are our greatest opportunities. They're full of what I call juice. It's like, hey, you get to do some ninja warrior stuff with this. Hey, whoa, I see that. Whoa, I'm shaking right now. Like I used to shake when I woke up to run. I got to that place. And running would help me stop. So like a shake. What's shaking in you, if this even applies to you, that you must have, the message is I must have in order to feel okay about myself. There's no flexibility in it. So we're talking about addictive energy. I just feel like in this world, there's so much stereotype around addiction, you guys. It is so human to walk through these things because we all come from different pains. We're on this planet of trauma. We're coming into evolution of learning how to more effectively work with this stuff, right? Our history is just to throw meds down everyone and leave it at that and just call it genetics. That's not the case anymore. We have major evolution in science already facting trauma and the ways that you can heal and trauma resilience and how we can shift our generational stuff here and all the genetics. So we're in a really exciting time that way, but I mean scientifically being backed up, right? Because the other is major victimhood. Well, we just have all this depression in our family. That's just the mental health situation. So we're just going to take meds and not do anything about it. Stop. Collaborate and listen. Yeah, do that with me, please. Because you guys, that shit is old. We can do something about it. Shit, if I can, anybody can. We can. It's exciting. But we got to be willing to cooperate and show up and do that beautiful love on ourselves work. Some people hate to use that work. I don't know. I actually love work is fun for me when I want to do it. And this is something that, yeah, you have to feel inspired and organically wanting to do it, not a religious format whatsoever. So, what are you chasing? No judgments, opportunity. Catch yourself. What are you chasing? Kind of in like a fiery mood tonight. How about a sadness? So maybe that energy's coming through. But this is me showing up as human. What are you feeling right now? There's a burger and fries about ready to come home, and I cannot wait to stuff my face. And I say this like I truly can't wait to eat those fries and that burger. Like I'm not gonna really stuff my face because I'm gonna enjoy it and stuff my face. Yeah, I am. I love you guys. Whoever is here with me, thank you so much. Just check in. What are you chasing, and what can you do to meet that place in you underneath? If you're ready to, if you want to, that is saying I'm not enough. Let's just stay there. We'll have a part 2 to this, okay? Thank you so much. Take care. Meet you on the flip.